Hello, welcome to Escape the Box Piano, it's Dan here. In this tutorial we're going to look at Peter Pan Was Right by Anson Seabra. It's pretty straightforward. Before we look at the detail, here's what we're aiming for. And so on. So let's take a basic look at what's going on here. First of all, we're in the key of F major. The tempo of the song is 84 beats per minute, which sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And the chords are pretty straightforward. We're effectively using chord 1, which is F major itself, and chord 3, which is A minor, chord 4, which is B flat major, and the relative minor, which is chord 6, with D minor. Those chords with a little bit of spice added, and effectively loops a 4-bar pattern around and around. And there's a bridge section which comes in, which effectively kind of takes us through chords 4, B flat major, to chord 5, C major, and then back to chord 1, F major, and then to chord 6, the relative minor, D minor. And that loops a couple of times. And then there's a sort of classic trick at the end of the song where you take the original phrase and you simply take it up the octave. So let's deconstruct it a little bit. Okay, in the right hand, this 4-bar phrase. The first bar, the first measure, F major, just play middle C and F 3 times. And the trick here is that you're going to syncopate that middle chord. For people that don't know what the word syncopate means, it means to play off the beat. So you're going to hang the second chord, place it so that it plays between beats 2 and 3. So if we're to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've got the first chord on beat 1, the third chord on beat 4, and that middle chord in between beats 2 and 3. And that's effectively the rhythm of the right hand for all of the measures. Back to that first measure then, so it's C and F 3 times, then C, E and G 3 times, back to C and F 3 times, and C, D and F 3 times. Okay, so that's 4 measures by this point. You're effectively going to repeat that now, but you're just going to slightly change that first chord of the first measure, and you're going to add an A on top of it. So now you've got C, F and A 3 times. And then the rest of your 3 measures. So C, E and G 3 times. C and F, C, D and F 3 times. In the introduction, it's kind of the chorus, so you've got those 2 phrases stacked next to each other. In a verse, you've got those 2 phrases stacked next to each other, and then a repetition of the first phrase, so you've got 3 phrases, and then you go into the chorus. Taking a look at the left hand, here's middle C, and we're going to hold down F and A here. And then you're just going to play that F off beat right at the end of the measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that, before you move to the next bar. So F and A and E, hold that down, and you're going to play the E at the end of the measure. Then D and A, and you're going to play the D at the end of the measure. B flat and F, and you're going to replay the F in the middle of the measure and then replay the B flat at the end of the measure. Okay, now stretch your fifth finger down so you're on an octave F down here and F up here with your thumb. Hold that down, and we're going to replay the top F at the end of the measure. Up to A's, A and A. D and A. And B flat and F. If we piece those two things together really slowly. And back to the first phrase. And so on and so on. And don't worry too much about the structure here. At the end of this video, I'm going to put a full Synthesia playthrough of this, whether you use that for a tutorial or to sing along to, however it's going to help you. So let's take a look at that bridge section. First of all, just the right hand. Okay, here's middle C again, and in the first measure we're looking at C, D and F 3 times. Then C, E and F. Now A, C and F. Now A, D and F. Repeat those 4 measures. And then the first 2 measures again. And the second time you play that chord, just hold it to the end of the measure. Left hand looks like this. Here's middle C, we're going to go down an octave, put your thumb on the B flat below that and stretch your 5th finger out to the B flat below that, play octaves. Up to C. Up to F. Down to D. Those 4 measures again, then the first 2 measures of that again. And that hands together. And that takes you to the end of the bridge section. The outro is the first 2 phrases, but instead of playing it here, etc, etc, we're going to take the whole thing, move it up an octave. Middle C's here, just moving the whole thing up here. And it just pauses there at the end. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it's useful. Stick around now, and here comes the Synthesia playthrough.